I'm in Himeji now. I've just had a really nice late lunch and I'm just going to spend the rest of the day walking around, have a little explore. It's quite quiet, a bit grey, but nice to be back in a city, I'll be honest. And it seems a really cool one. This is what I'm coming to see. Bit of an art selection today. Hello Himeji! Heading to Himeji Castle, which is the most famous and visited castle in the whole of Japan. It was one of the first sites in Japan to be made a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so I think it's going to be pretty spectacular, even though I don't really like castles. I thought actually quite a lot of the castles would look really cool from the outside. This castle is something else. Whoa. Lots of open space. That's what these castles are like, just lots of big wooden rooms. View from the top. Pretty cool. Really impressive from the outside and from the inside. Shame it was a little bit busy. It's the first day of the 4-day Japanese holiday, and it's also the first day of the Japanese government campaign to relaunch domestic travel within the country. Am I impressed with the coronavirus measures that have been put into place here? Absolutely not. Everything's open, the air gets in, everybody's got their masks on, amazing. You can always rely on the Japanese for that. But everyone's dripping in sweat, no one's maintaining social distancing. I mean, it was cool, but I do not get castles. I don't get them. I mean, I get what they were used for. I don't get really what you gain so much walking around them. They're just not for me. This is more my thing now. Garden of Flowers. I came in the wrong season, as I knew, but I'm appreciating it all the same. So, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a maple tree. You can see the difference in the bark and you can see all the maple leaves. That's really cool. The Garden of Bamboo. Baby bamboo it looks like. Not very high, is it? Himeji Castle. That's the castle just up there, which is pretty. There's the mascot for Himeji, this little character, who is everywhere. I need to learn what her name is. Maybe Himeji, but so cute, kawaii. She's called Shiramaru Hime. Shiramaru Hime. So I've come up the ropeway to Engyoji Temple, which leads up to Mount Shosha, the mountain by Himeji. This is actually, this area and the temples are where a lot of the Last Samurai movie with Tom Cruise and Ken Watanabe was filmed. Wow, it kind of looks like islands in the sea. But the sea is concrete. This area is so rural and traditional with so many buildings scattered around and gorgeous nature. You can totally see why it has been the location for many movies. I need to go and watch The Last Samurai now. I feel embarrassed to say that I haven't watched it. This is the main one, the main part of the temple. It's really beautiful up here, and I wasn't going to come because I wasn't too bothered about seeing any more temples right now, but it's so nice just being in the wilderness. This is pretty stunning. Pretty amazing. I wish I knew what other people were writing. I mean, I'm visiting all these temples, but obviously I'm not Buddhist. So just how powerful and moving and incredible these places must be if you practice Buddhism. Just must be incredible. I'm really glad that I came here because this place is special, because this is the biggest temple complex I think I have ever seen in any country. It must cover a good few kilometres. It's huge. Very impressive. I'm so hungry, so I'm having some, I think it's rice on a stick with miso sauce on. We shall see. Arigatou gozaimasu. Bye bye. What's the name of this again? Has it got a name?
I didn't remember.
So today I've come to Kobe and it's trucking it down with rain.
It's really nice here. I haven't been anywhere like this on my trip yet. It's quite refreshing.
See why it's called Harbourland?
Definitely the harbour.
Still raining. I had a really yummy Korean lunch. Got to mix it up with all this travelling, and I'm now gonna just sort of stroll around the city really in the rain. I've seen so many ports already on this trip, but Kobe Port, they've used the port area as a recreational area, and it's gorgeous really, even in the rain. I mean, this whole park, I think they've really done something good here. It feels very different to the other cities that I've been to so far. So why do people come to Kobe? Well, it's one of the top 10 biggest cities in Japan in terms of size and population, so there's obviously lots going on. For Kobe steak, people love to eat Kobe steak. It's famous for its beef. I'm definitely going to eat some Kobe steak while I'm here. It's also quite famous for an earthquake in 1995, which was Japan's second biggest in the 20th century. In terms of buildings in the city, wiped out most of them and killed about 5,000 people. And it really made Japan reconsider a lot of the designs of infrastructure around the country. Although the earthquake wasn't one of the absolute highest recorded on the scale in history, it's because the epicenter was pretty much right by the city of Kobe. It was on an island just below. So because it was so close to the land, the destruction was so great. To be honest, I'm not really into steak. So the main reason I am here is just to see the city, which is supposed to be wicked, but also to learn a bit more about the earthquake.
This is the Earthquake Memorial Park in Merry-Ken Park, and this is the memorial. It's been left as it was in this area after the earthquake. Chinatown, Kobe. Let's go. I love a Chinatown. So much good food to eat. Kobe is only for shopping.
Also, you may not know this, but the Japanese love lush. It's in every major city. So you can get out of Grimsby, but you can't always get away from the grim. It is a grim day in Kobe, which means there's only one thing to do, probably like everybody else on this public holiday, go to the Earthquake Museum. I'm thinking it might be quite busy. Right, just walking along here, what a view. Just pondering the meaning of life right now, looking over this attractive port in the pouring rain. Ah! graph of the number of natural disasters recorded, notice how there's definitely been an increase. The number injured. Notice the spike in, I think it must be 2004 for the earthquake and tsunami on Boxing Day in Asia. A reminder of all the things that we have to have in our disaster prevention kits in our homes. I've got one of these in my house. Just in case. Yum. So I'm going to the very random Kitano-cho neighbourhood, just by the foot of the mountain in Kobe. This, after Kobe opened as a port in the second half of the 19th century, this is where all the foreign merchants came and lived in their little mansions and things. So now you can visit all these houses, kind of left with the furniture in as they were, for England, for France, for all these different countries where foreigners lived. It's very bizarre. All the different houses. Interesting. Oh my gosh. I think I know where I am. This is the English house. There it is. This is Ben's house. Austrian house. With a Denmark house just through there. The old-fashioned toilets with fitting rooms, and look at that sink area. So bizarre. Deal.
England, so you have to advertise all that.
You'll have to come to Kobe. Ah, maths.
Yes.
I cook with aubergine a lot.
Okay.
It's like an art.
Thank you.
How long have you been cooking steak? Many years?
Here, over 10 years.
Wow.
Grandmother founded this restaurant.
That's amazing.
Finished.
Finished.
This is the best steak I have ever had in my life. So that meal was stunning, and thanks to Robin for the recommendation. I have now had grade A5 Kobe beef, Wagyu beef, probably for the first time in my life. It's definitely the best steak I've ever eaten. I don't really eat beef very often. I'm not a big steak fan, but that was worth any indigestion that eating that much meat will cause. And the woman, they were just lovely. They were a family, and I just chatted to them for like an hour, and it was one of the highlights of my trip. Lovely, lovely people and lovely food. Yes, despite the weather, I'm gonna go up the ropeway, and I'm just gonna wait at the top until the weather clears so I can get the view. I think with this weather, this cable car is gonna be like a horror movie / Jurassic Park. Hopefully the latter minus the dinosaurs. Let's go! Still get the view. Wow! Holy moly! What a city! Wow, that waterfall. That's amazing. Wow, this is gorgeous. If we had the weather. It's a shame. What a view! It's a shame because this place is stunning. It's beautiful. The smells of the flowers, the music. It's gorgeous. This is definitely the best thing I've found at the top of a ropeway in Japan. It's just a shame I can't experience it. Inside, statue of mother and child. Lovely place to have an iced tea. Hello, Osaka! So this street is about 2 kilometers long and it is apparently the longest shopping street in Japan. Let's see. So Osaka is known as being the food capital of Japan, and already I can see why. I want to eat everything. And this is only the daytime. At night, I bet it comes alive even more. Back to healthy eating. The We Love Dogs Spa and Resort for dogs. Osaka is so cool. I am just exploring today and wandering around in the centre, and it is ace. This is the American area. I don't think I've ever been a tourist in this heat. It is ridiculous. This is just what I need with fresh brown sugar tapioca at the bottom. Oh yes. Iced fruit tea. So it's a real shame, but it truly is too hot to explore in a big city. Like, I've never felt like this in my life. Like, I just feel like I'm gonna faint all the time from the heat. 1 second you're fine, 10 minutes later walking in 30-degree heat and you're like gonna fall on the floor. So I've decided to take my little break. I'm gonna go to the aquarium and be in the air conditioning. I feel so much better now that I've made this decision with my day, which is actually thinking about my body and thinking about my health, not being an idiot. And also, Osaka Aquarium is meant to be one of the best aquariums in the world, and I haven't been to an aquarium in years, so I'm really quite looking forward to this. That's definitely an aquarium. Penguins. How big is this fish? How is that big? I've never actually seen fish like these. Ramna. It's gonna eat me alive. This is the Great Barrier Reef. All this is doing is making me judge aquariums but want to get back diving again. See these things in the wild. It's reminding me actually of when I swam with the whale sharks. I'm not really sure how happy they are in here. When we swam with the whale sharks, we had one of these about 10 metres under the water coming at us, and I'll never forget what it looked like. What is here? The ocean sunfish. Very weird. Look at the cute little puffer fish. Look what they've given it to eat. I've never seen anything. They're the largest crustacean in the world. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's terrifying. And whatever is going on over there is also terrifying. And here. There's like two there together. He's trying to get away. I'm not letting him get away. Wow. Well, this is going to be any sort of attraction in Japan without all the sweets in the world and food, souvenirs. Seasoning. Japan shop is just too funny. I mean, look what you can get. All different boxes for the aquarium. All the sea-themed cutlery you would ever want. Only in Japan. So today I'm going to Universal Studios Osaka. After what has been quite a hellish 2020 for everybody, I cannot remember feeling this excited since Christmas time. I'm so excited. So it's blue skies today and it's going to be 31 degrees and already I can feel the heat. Good job I got my sun cream on. Oh my god, I've never been to a park like this in my life.
This is definitely the way.
I can't believe I'm going to the Harry Potter section, there's no one here.
This is too much. Oopsie. Oh my god.
Ah! How lucky am I? Oh my goodness.
I cannot believe this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I'm in the toilets with Moaning Myrtle. Japanese. Just going to school, you know, this is where I work. Hogwarts professor. So exciting because it's been like 3 years since I was at the one in Orlando, and of course this one's got all different stuff now because it's 3 years later and it's all Japanese things as well. I'm gonna buy so much. So Ollivander just chose me. I was nearly crying. I bought the wand and now I'm gonna wander around and use it in all the different areas. I couldn't not. It is willow, 13.5 inches and dragon heart string. Remembered this from Orlando. I loved it. So excited.
That's where I am. I wanted to buy everything. This is what happened in Orlando as well. I bought way too much stuff.
Should probably spend some time actually seeing the rest of the park. So I'll go back to Harry Potter later and have lunch at the Three Broomsticks, I think.
They still have a Jaws ride here. Not like Orlando.
So I watched Jaws last night just to get in the mood to appreciate this ride. It's so hot. It's 30 degrees, but I'm sitting down to watch the parade before I melt.
たちもここに降り立つとオリンピックを上に掲げて一緒にここからは心を一つに最高です
This is a ride that you can only get in this one. Well, I think so. I haven't been on it in Orlando, that's for sure, so I'm excited. That was amazing. It's one of the ones when you're lying on your front, so you feel like you're flying. A bit like Air was at Alton Towers. Fantastic. Woo! It's so hot that how are people walking around in their full Harry Potter dress? There's being a fan and there's just being stupid. It's 31 degrees. So on the menu in the 3 broomsticks today, fish and chips, roast dinner, shepherd's pie. I'm getting rotisserie chicken with corn on the cob and roast potatoes, which apparently is British. But I've heard this is actually one of the best places to eat here. So I'm excited.
With a side of sanitizer.
Shit's getting real. Just bought a mug. So it's 1:30. Have I really left Harry Potter World? Only to quickly go on the 2 Jurassic Park rides. I haven't seen any more of the park and I've been here 4 hours. Yes, so I need to get to it, but I'm just going to watch a show. This was an absolute necessity. Helps a tiny bit.
How are you? Sure about cheese and pork.
On a day like this, you've got to be so careful of heat exhaustion. I have drunk about 2 litres or more of water and liquid since arriving 5 hours ago. I've been eating regularly. I've got 3 layers of sun cream on, I think, by now. And even with all that, I had to sit out for an hour and just get in the aircon because I felt very faint and sick. And like, just shows, I'm surprised there aren't people collapsing. You've got to really look after yourself if you go to a theme park on a day like this. Bloody hell. Feeling good now, ready for the next roller coaster.
This cart, my dear, you may have the Grim. I love it.
Browsing the shops is one of my favourite things to do when I'm at a theme park. They're playing Hamilton in the New York area. Angelica, Eliza, to the watch of the guys. Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy, the Schuyler sisters. Sounds right. Static kisses, we got kids. It's a hard knock life. I love New York.
If you like Minions. Pretty cool snacks.
No, fluffy chorizo.
My chocolate and banana churro.
So weird.
They're delivering with the appearance of the Minion food, that's for sure. So that roller coaster is 2 roller coasters. Hollywood Dream the ride and Hollywood Dream the ride backward, which is the backwards version.
It's been a great day. I've spent a fortune, but I've just put it down to it's my 30th birthday treat this. 5 months in advance, but still. Bye bye Universal, until next time. It's so American at City Walk. You've got your Hard Rock Cafe, you've got your McDonald's, you've got your Red Lobster. There are so many chain American restaurants here, it is bonkers. So my trip has come to an end. I've done just about 4 weeks. I got too tired and it's just too hot to explore new cities. So I'm ready to go home and have 3 weeks at home before I go back to work. So yeah, just getting my final bullet train off the trip to go back to Tokyo. It has been a wicked trip. It's all kind of blurred into one. It's gone now so fast, but I'm like, I went to Kyoto where I cycled the Shimanami Kaido. I went to Shikoku to Matsuyama. I got a ferry to Hiroshima. I went to Miyajima. I went to Okayama. I went to Himeji. I went to Kobe. I went to Osaka. And I haven't done everything here that I'd like to, but I know I'll be back with my friends next year, so I can do more then. I didn't want to do it if I wasn't going to enjoy it, and I'm ready to go back. Yay! It's been a wicked trip and I'm so blessed.
This bag definitely didn't have any of that stuff when I was on the way here. Everything else of it, that's my lunch. Oh man.
I know that.